Hello, welcome to my first PvZ guide video. In this game I'm going to be reviewing one of my replays because I've been getting a lot of requests to do a guide, and I don't think there's a proper guide on this specific build yet, so yeah, let's try it out. So I'm just going to try to highlight the specific most important points in this build. First, we want to rally our first probe towards the ramp. We're going to go 14 pylon in this location. So this specific location is possible in all maps and all ramps as far as I'm concerned, and the reason for it will be shown later in this game as it happens to be, although it's not always something that is used. The low ground wall off would not really help in the situations that this pylon helps, which is why we stay on one base. So for this build there is a requisite to see a hatch first opener, but first of all, the probe production. We keep constant probe production the entire time until this moment here when we need to scout for the hatchery, because this is when we need money in case we see a big drone pull, or if we see a no hatch here, because then it could be a 12 pull. But let's ignore that for now. For this particular build, you need to see a hatch first. So we see it. I may make a build for something else later, and of course we resumed probe production as we saw no drones and we saw the hatchery. So resume probe production. Don't overqueue, just make one. And we patrol the probe here in order to see if they're pulling workers to deal with this. And the reason you keep it on patrol rather than just waiting here chilling is because on patrol your probe is already moving, so it doesn't have to accelerate to continue moving. So if I saw anything, I can instantly move and the probe would not stop. So here we saw that there were no drones, so we're able to place our cannons without additional money, and we don't even need to wall it in because we know he's not overreacting to this. Single drone is not scaring me, but I will, just in case, keep my probe here in case I need to wall it off for more drones. I see that my opponent's not going to be doing that. So we take our gas, again, constant probes, until 19 on the base here, so 21 supply. We take our high ground pylon after that, which is covered by this cannon. Usually this comes after your gas, but it's not particularly important, the order. So after we get this probe saturation, just 3 on this gas, 16 on this minerals, and that's going to be all the probes you need for the rest of the game, ideally. So on this particular map, we're able to deny this gas with additional high ground cannons, which is really nice. This does not work on every map, but the same build kind of applies to several other maps. I know Ephemeron and Nightshade you can kind of do this on. But the key in this is scouting the gases. The 2 gases and the fact that my opponent is mining gas tells me that they're most likely not going to try to spine bust me. The reason for that is a spine bust requires a lot of minerals, and you don't really want to waste money mining gas if you're going to do a mass mineral strategy. So that lets me get this gateway. As soon as I see the second gas in the mining here, I can get my second gateway. This could have been done earlier, but we were a little bit lacking on our scouting. But our cannons can be quite late since we keep scouting that there are no spines coming. That's very important here. Get our cyber right away after this gateway finishes is also really important. Do not delay your tech unless they're going gasless spines. So here we scout once again, no spines. We see a roach ward, exactly what we're looking for. And now these additional cannons are only to set up an area for our stalkers to walk through and to protect additional shield batteries. And we want to build them as far apart as possible in this situation, because then you have maximum space for batteries, maximum space for your stalkers to walk through. This strategy only involves stalkers and shield batteries from here. So as soon as our cybernetics core is finished, we start our stalkers. Using your probes to kill stuff is always nice. And the most important thing here is just spend all your money. Even if it seems overkill, just spend that money on shield batteries. Again, we don't need to make any more workers. We don't need warp gate. We just need stalkers. Stalkers and batteries. If you're making stalkers, that's good. Make another one. If you have 100 minerals, make a battery. And the reason you want constant production all the time is because you want to be trading the entire time. Because your batteries only help you when their unit count is low enough that they can't one-shot you. So here, we're kind of crippling their economy with this position. But as you can see, this cannon kind of helps them being unable to just walk through here. And this one kind of makes them unable to walk through here and gives me passage to their workers. And the only way they can really fight is from a bad position here. You see the cannon protecting me. Taking cannon shots is very bad for our opponent. So here, I've noticed this before, but in case, you just realized, there's some shenanigans on this side of the map. And this is when this pylon comes into play. Right? Obviously my opponent is going to want to try to target down the building with the least health, which is the pylon. But the roach can't actually fit through here even if it kills it, which makes me have way more time to just keep focusing on here. Even if my micro is bad, I have batteries. Just keep walking back. And just keep shooting stuff. Again, I'm not really worried about this side of the map yet. All I'm going to do is build a cannon and another pylon here. Just so that when they eventually get through, I wanted the battery as well, but I'm guessing this pylon dies right before. Yeah. But yeah, just focus here. As long as you have plenty of battery energy, which we still do, you're gonna be fine. So I got supply blocked here because he killed my pylon, and this is something that kind of happens. Like, you don't realize you're gonna lose supply, but it's fine. So I'm just like, oh, I can't build stalkers, so I'll just make more batteries here. Since my pylon here is probably not done yet, I don't want to just spam pylons, right? And there's no other way for me to spend my money. So we're probably gonna float a little bit here. This location is also good for batteries. I should have probably targeted this down with my cannons earlier, but it's neither here or there. Just keep fighting the whole time. Now, if your opponent decides to like run away here all the time with their Ravagers, don't chase them. You want to be in this kind of area the entire time. And you either shoot the drones or you shoot the hatch if they run away. Don't just chase. As long as you're shooting, you're being efficient.
Base is under attack.
You don't want to get away from your batteries and potentially lose units for no reason. So here we see they've broken through. And the only reason, if we back up, like the only reason they were able to walk through is because they killed the cybernetics core. Like maybe we can even see here. I'll fast forward. Maybe they tried to walk through with the roaches. But I know for a fact that they can't actually walk through even if they tried. We're just gonna observe this. Okay, so our opponent should try to walk through and they couldn't. There is not enough space here for a roach. So they have to kill one of these two buildings. The forge has the least health, but the cybernetics core makes me unable to make stalkers, so usually you'll choose that as the higher priority building. And for me, again, I don't really care. They're not on my mineral line yet, and I'm basically killing all their workers. And here, now that I've dealt with them, the drones aren't just going to walk through my cannons again. So if they want to go home, bad idea. And the reason I didn't wait for these 2 extra stalkers is because I'm going to lose my cyber, or I lost it. So I'm not going to be able to make more stalkers after this. So I just want 2 here in case they rebuild drones here, which I probably neglect later. But I know my 4 stalkers can beat this if I micro properly, which obviously I don't. So I have to pull probes. But as long as I don't lose everything, I'm fine. And from this position, my opponent is super dead. Because I'm going to go back to mining. I have a wall. Just spend all your money. Make sure you don't die. Go back to mining. And that's game over. So, again, the highlights of this game were this pylon placement. The fact that my opponent went hatch first, which delays their units. And the fact that I scouted the 2 gases. So only then are you able to proceed as I did. If they were gasless, you would have to make more cannons to deal with the spines. If they were going for a baneling bust, your respawn is kind of the same, you just maybe want to get more pylons, I guess. But yeah, it's a really good build. And this was actually a really high level opponent, even though it is a barcode, and I'm not going to tell you who it was. Yeah, good build. Should try it. And maybe I'll make a guide on Plan B next time. Thank you for watching. Enjoy.